for IXL 6th grade R11 Ratios and Rates. Complete the table and make a graph. Again, just a reminder on IXL, make sure you're logged in. Your name will appear up in the right hand corner here. Make sure you're logged in so you can get the credit for this, especially if you're doing it for my class. What we're going to do on this, and when you first get into IXL, there's a thing right here where you can learn with an example. We're going to go ahead and go through this example that they give us. And this only shows up on the first one. After you start going, basically if you miss a problem, you get the same thing. But let's go ahead and click on this, learn with an example, and go through it. Okay, so we have the problem here. Bee Farms lets you pick your own berries. The farm plants 5 rows of strawberry plants for every 3 rows of raspberry plants. Complete the table. So this is like the ratio tables that we've been doing. So you should be able to complete this table fairly easily. All of the ratios will go down from 5 to 3. And if you can't complete this, it's going to go down here. And let's go ahead and look at what they have down here. They're going to show us that in order to know, look right here. So they're saying what times 5 gives us 10. And that is 2. So we multiply 5 and 3. So there's our giant one we've talked about. 5 times 2 is 10, and 3 times 2 is 6. So we multiplied each of those by 2. So that means right here would go 6. And then to get 15, it's 5 times 3. So we have to multiply 3 by 3 also. Again, that giant one idea is what we're talking about. So we would end up with 9. So 9 would go under 15. And those are equivalent ratios. And then to get 20, 5 times 4 is 20. And we'd have to multiply 3 by 4 also. So we would have 12 would go under 20. So again, it's the giant one idea that we've been talking about. We usually don't put the labels in here when we're working with the ratios. They just got them in here to show you how to do it. But you could fill in your table that way. Once you get the table filled in, you have so you have the ratios 5 to 3, 10 to 6, 15 to 9, and 20 to 12. So those are the ordered pairs you're going to be working with here. So as you go through those are the ones you're going to do. Now, ordered pair is in X and Y, and this isn't labeled X and Y, but in a table, in the ratio table, when we're working through these, the top one is our X and the bottom one is our Y. If it's going up and down, the first one is our X and the second one is our Y. That's just common practice, the way we do it. So top one, X, bottom one, Y, or if it's going up and down, first one, the one on the left is your X, the one on the right is your Y. And that'll be important when you get onto the con, if you do the con lesson that's like this. So we have our X and Y ordered pair. So 5 to 3 is our first ordered pair. And these are always X and Y in our ordered pairs. So we have 5 and 3, 10 and 6, 15 and 9, and 20 and 12. And we're going to plot those on the coordinate plane is what we're asked to do here. We're asked to plot them on the coordinate plane. And when we plot them, we always go on the x-axis first. So we go over 5 and then up 3, and that's where we plot the first one. Next one is over 10, up 6. Next one's over 15, up 9, and over 20 and up 12. Now, they might not always end on the grid nicely, but these are always laid out nicely because they're counting by 5s here and counting by 3s here. And that's nice to do if you're ever plotting by ratio tables and have to make your own grid. Just count by the same thing your ratio tables are going by, 5, 10, 15, 20, 3, 6, 9, 12. If you count by the same thing your ratios are going by, it'll make it nice on the grid lines. Okay, so if you have to do your own, that's the thing you can do. Okay, so let's go ahead and try a few of these problems on our own here. So first we have this in here. So we have 5, 10, 15, 20. So that's just counting up here. So 5 times 2 is 10. So that means in here we'd have 4 times 2 times 2, which is 4. And then we'd have 5 times 3. So this would be 2 times 3. So that would be 6. And then we would have 5 times 4 is 20, so 2 times 4 is 8. And then 2, 4, 6, 8, 5, 10, 15, 20. So those are just counting up like we've done before, making those ratio tables. So you do have your ordered pairs that you could write down there. This doesn't ask for you to write your ordered pairs, but later on you may be asked to write your ordered pairs. So I want you to be thinking about those. So your ordered pairs are here. So we have our ordered pairs there. We can get them in our ordered pairs. My thing won't write. What's going on? I'll work with it later. But you can just write your ordered pairs down like I did on the last one. This be 5, 2, 10, 4, and so on. I'm not going to worry about writing those then. Then let's go ahead and plot it. So over 5 up 2, there's our first one. Over 10 up 4, there's our next one. Over 15 up to 6. Now if you look at this, one thing you'll notice here, if you're doing these right, they'll all line up in a nice line. We could draw a line through these points, and that will be an indication you've done something right. Is if you can draw a line. If you have a point that's over here somewhere, that means something's wrong, okay? So if you have a point that's not lining up, that means something's wrong. Like if you had a point here, that means something's wrong. Your points will always be in a nice line like that, okay? So that's what you want to be looking for. Make sure they're all in a nice line. And that'll be important if you look at some of these other ones to go through them. Let's go ahead and try one more. Let's submit this one. And try one more here. I'm going to jump up. Some of these tables are going to be a little bit harder to get. So 40, 120, that just doesn't jump up to 80. So we got to really use multiplication here. What do we times 40 by to get to 120? I know 4 times 3 is 12, so it's just 40. So that would be times by 3. So that means it'd be 2 times 3, so that'd be 6. So what do I times 2 by to get to 8? That would be 4, so that means I got times 40 by that, so that would be 160 there. And then 2 times 5 is 10, so I'd have to times 40 times 5, so that would be 4 times 5 is 20, so 40 times 5 would be 200, and I can get that there. I can fill in my chart. And now we can go ahead and plot those. So we go over 40 and up 2, and over 120 and up to 6, and then to 160 and up to 8, and over 200 and up to 10. Now again, notice how those are in a line. If I had one like that that's out of a line, that would be an indication that I've done something wrong. So always keep a lookout for that. These will always be in a nice line. So remember that as you're going through these. Okay, good luck on these, and let me know if you have any questions. Bye.